He's not an idiot. He's just Swedish.
Hey, good to see you all. Few of you, at least. It is Friday evening, and yeah, I hope you're all are doing good. I'm doing okay. Sadly, my date night with the girlfriend went well. It went well until she was called into work. If you don't know, she is an ER nurse, and sometimes they call her in. Nothing much you can do. So there I sat. I was bored, flipping through the channels, flipping through YouTube. What's on? I'm bored. So what to do? Hey, it's an hour before Rob streams begins. I'll have a stream. So yeah, so that is what happened and why I decided to have a Friday evening beer and whiskey of sorts. So yeah, cheers to you all. Watch. Hey David, good to see you. And hi David. Kim. Youngmin Shelley. And I see Indigo Luna, Kim Fornham, Jules, 1979. Jackie Rouge, you had me at beer. Yeah, you're welcome. Cheers, and yeah, have a good Friday evening. Now, whiskey-wise, I am having a bit of Highland Park 12, but over there in the cupboard, you see an Aran that I might open up a bit later. Sadie, hey, cheers. Bifrons, I knew you couldn't stay away. Chris H, you had me at whiskey. Yay. 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 Now, the thumbnail, that was fun. I just, on one of these random AI picture sites, I just put in Irish pub 1850. And that was the picture. And that's nice. I think I'll keep it for other times. I'll make an impromptu semi-drunken stream of sorts. But then I found just what am I going to talk about? And then I remembered a thing from that burn after reading letter that was presented in the Gabby Pettino civil lawsuit, and what the lawyer for the families from the killer's family, what he said that the mother claimed. But yeah, let's just start so we can get updated with the actual letter, and then we can move from there. So let's just read here. I just want you to remember I will always love you, and I know you will always love me. You are my boy. Nothing can make me stop loving you. Nothing will or could ever divide us, no matter what we do or where we go or what we say. We will always love each other. If you're in jail, I will bake a cake with a file in it. If you need to despair of a body, I will bring will show up with a shovel and garbage bags. I will fly to the moon. I will watching the skies for your re-entry. If you say you hate my guts, I will get new guts. Remember that love is a verb, not a noun. It's not a thing. It's not words. It is actions. Watch people's actions to know if they love you, not their words. Therefore, I'm certain that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor the ruling spirits, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers from above, nor powers from below, nothing in the entire created world can separate our love. Neither hostile powers, nor messengers of heaven, nor monarchs of earth. Nothing has the power to separate us. Romans 8:38 extended version. Blah, 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 blah. So that is the letter. And it's cringe as hell. But yeah. Oh. Highland Park 12. Yeah. Oh. Let's see. Colleen, Andrea. Hi. And then we have Tech Hune. Yeah. But this letter is it's not dated. It is supposed to be written at after he returned from the forest without her. They went on holiday of sorts. She gave him the letter, and then he went off and probably did the one good thing, except actually telling why he did it. This woman beating little piece of garbage son of hers. So that's the families of the victim. That's their theory. But let's listen in on what these people are saying. Oh. Where is it? Where is it? Boom. Up with my FCK tractor over there. But let's listen to their arguments.
We have to take care of.
Yes, Your Honor. The only remaining motion is the motion for protective order. And this relates to the
Hi, David.
letter that was
Hello.
Laundrie, which we discussed, I believe, at our last case management conference.
Yes, sir.
So this is just the motion that now brings it before the court.
You would like to, it's your motion for protective order, so if you'd like to get us started.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we filed an affidavit of Mrs. Laundrie explaining her authoring the letter and the purpose of the letter. Her affidavit explains that she wrote the letter to Brian and never intended for anyone else to see it. She wrote.
Yeah, probably since she wrote burn after reading, but that didn't happen. And general advice, if you are the mother of a woman beating murderer, don't write down things that might be explained or read out in court. Just general advice, not legal advice. I am not authorized to give legal advice in the United States, and I wouldn't do it unless you were my actual client. Right,
Nicholas,
David?
I
And
have a question. Yeah, so the, well, yeah, right on that. But isn't it it's the Bettina's parents' position that she wrote this letter after the fact?
Yeah.
And it's his parents' position that she wrote the letter before the fact. It's undated. Do they have anything to prove that they wrote it beforehand or afterwards?
That's let's keep listening, because I haven't listened. I don't think there is anything to say either or. It's word against word. Now she has written this affidavit, but let's listen a bit more first.
Prior to Brian and Gabby leaving for their trip, so it does not relate to any of the events that occurred thereafter. Her choice.
Because I really like what the judge is doing here.
But that doesn't mean that
The argument against.
Plaintiffs argue that Mrs. Laundrie's affidavit is a self-serving statement of a party, so the court should disregard it. Of course, the plaintiffs don't offer anything that contradicts Mrs. Laundrie's affidavit other than that argument. This was a private note between a mother and a son. They would have been the only people to know the circumstances regarding its creation. Mrs. Laundrie is the only person who can comment on it.
Hey, John, good to see you.
Now, the letter is undated.
Our resident.
Although she wrote the letter because she and Brian were experiencing a difficult period in their relationship, and he was about to leave home. He was about to go on this long trip with Gabby. And she was hoping to repair their relationship before he left. Now, there are several contextual clues within the letter demonstrating that it was written before Brian's trip. And Your Honor, I did provide you with a copy of the letter, I believe. So first, Your Honor, the letter doesn't mention Gabby at all.
How is that a proof either or? Beforehand.
Well, I think because Bettina's parents are bringing the complaint, they have the burden of proof, and he's saying they can't understand. They have no way to say, other than argument, that this letter was written after she went missing and all of this stuff. And argument's not enough. I agree with him on this. The argument's not enough. They need something, and they have the burden.
Yeah, but this shouldn't be a matter of law. That's a matter of fact, and fact finders are the jury. Right?
I agree. I agree with that. I have a problem with the complaint, or the idea of the complaint in general. So as a matter of law, I think this is an appropriate motion, but he's kind of getting sidetracked in the weeds with this letter.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, because I listened to him argue earlier, and he seems lost, a bit unprepared. So...
Yeah, I feel like he's falling into the plaintiff's trap. And he's getting into the weeds a bit on stuff that's probably not necessary for him to get into.
Yeah.
Judge, how can I respond to this if I don't see the letter?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, I would note that Mr. Riley has seen the letter.
I don't. That was well over a year ago, and I don't have.
He has a point.
Okay, so I understand.
With the contextual clues, it's hard to give context. I mean, with the last motion that we had, that's an easy thing for me to look at, and hopefully Mr. Riley to trust that I can read a bank statement and say, hey, there's none of these things that you're asking for in it. But this is, you're asking me to make an interpretation, and that I think due process would permit him to be able to argue that.
Understood, Your Honor. Understood. So let me just bypass then referencing any of the content of the letter.
All right.
So going back, Your Honor, we have provided this affidavit from Mrs. Laundrie that explains the context in which she wrote the letter. And the plaintiffs certainly don't offer any evidence or any contrary affidavits that Mrs. Laundrie's affidavit is incorrect, or any other information regarding why the letter was authored, when it was authored, any of those details. They simply call it a self-serving attempt to withhold a key piece of evidence. And this leads me to...
Yeah. And he's basically correct here. They haven't argued against Mrs. Laundrie's affidavit, other than it's self-serving, which it is. But if you don't speak up against their claim, what does the judge has? Well, we do know now that the letter came in after the fact, but this, because I've been thinking about this off and on during the day about if it is true she wrote the letter beforehand. Let's get back to the letter and read it. I can remove that and read it.
You have the actual letter?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm excited. I haven't seen the letter.
Okay. You have these lines here. You are my boy. Nothing can make me stop loving you. Nothing will or could ever divide us, no matter what we do or where we go or what we say. We will always love each other. If you're in jail, I will bake a cake with a file in it. If you need to despair of a body, I will show up with a shovel and garbage bags. Now, if this is beforehand, and she knows her son, she knows Gabby, she knows he is abusing her, because she lived with them. She had been abused, in my opinion, by this garbage piece of, oh, David disappeared. Well, he knew, or she knew, the mother knew, Miss Laundrie, what was going on. How is this not a carte blanche from mom to son? It's okay if you kill her. Or rather, this son, who's abusing women, or at least abusing the girlfriend, how does he not see it as an approval of going away into the park with his girlfriend because mommy said it was okay? She will help me dispose of the body. Now, we don't know because he ended himself. But that's my thought about this being written beforehand. If they argue this is beforehand, she doesn't mention Gabby at all, anywhere. Why? Wouldn't a mother like her son to amend, get better, don't hit your girlfriend, don't what abusers do with their girlfriends? Wouldn't that be the mother's? Why is she enabling, in my opinion, the son's behavior with this letter? And she clearly states, if you kill her, not clearly, but in my opinion, she states to him, if you kill her, I will help you dispose of the body. If you still go to jail, I will help you break out. Am I wrong here? I'm not. I don't think I'm in a drunken stupor. I don't think it's speculation, but is it really that wild of a speculation? Gabby lived with them. We know from the pictures of her that he abused her. They lived under the same roof as Miss Laundrie or Mother Laundrie. She must have seen it. There's no way for him to abuse his girlfriend in under the house and the mother not seeing it. And in the light of this, what does the letter say? I repeat, if you're in jail, I will bake a cake with a file in it. If you need to dispose of a body, I will show up with a shovel and garbage bags. It is a super creepy letter. Because now I don't know how she was as a mother. I don't know the relationship. I do know a tiny bit about abusive relationships. And for me, this is a mother enabling the son's behavior. And more or less, maybe she didn't mean it that way. But that, after years of enabling, that is how he interpreted it. You get what I mean? So, with that speculation as foundation, they go out in the woods and he kills her. He goes back to mom and says, okay, bring the garbage bags, bring the shovel. I did what you said. I killed her. If I'm too far out of line, let me know. This is speculation, opinion for everybody's entertainment while having a beer and some whiskey. Yes, the letter is really distasteful. It is, in my opinion, a mother enabling the son's behavior towards his girlfriend. Now, who I am on Reddit on occasions, and I read the fantasy novels they present in. But there are stories in there with mothers who are extremely attached to the son. Was this letter on his body or inches stuff when he did himself in? I believe they found it in the car, his car. And then he went off to end himself. Something of that effect. Now, but with the base, enabling mother, abusive son, a girlfriend in between. And with the wordings of his mother, that might be his mindset. My mother gave me permission. He goes back. Okay, mom, time to bring the shovel and the garbage bags. Now, mother, whoopsie. Now she might be an accomplice. What does an enabler mother do? Manipulating. This is speculation. I don't know her. Not at all. Not in any way, shape, or form. Pure speculation. Well, if she can accidentally or not manipulate her son to do one thing, what is there to say that she wasn't manipulative enough to get rid of the evidence leading back to her? They go off on a vacation. Well, they retain counsel. They go off on a vacation. I don't know the order of that. Comes back. He takes off and then ends himself. What was said? I don't know. Was it the final vacation as a family before he leaves this world. Speculatively, maybe. We don't know, because he killed his girlfriend, then he killed himself after a vacation with family. Again, everything here is speculation, but it's based on the lawyer claiming she wrote this beforehand. And that, for me, puts everything here in a different light. That gives me, since we don't know the facts, and they won't talk, and they shouldn't, but speculatively, that is a timeline of events that isn't impossible. Might not be probable or possible. Well, it might not be probable, and it definitely can't be proven, but speculatively. So I would be happy to see this actually go to trial. Now, I'm fairly certain this will not reach trial, because the foundation of the lawsuit, I'm surprised it got even here. That's not impossible that she was jealous. We simply don't know. We haven't heard any stories, at least, about she being supposedly manipulative. So we don't know. This is speculation on my part, based on her affidavit that she wrote this beforehand, because this letter is extremely creepy. It was extremely creepy even after he came back alone. But beforehand, that puts everything in a different light. And that is... yeah, because I have seen letters, like self-ending letters, everything from heaven to earth, written in letters between spouses, between workers and employers. I've seen much documents. I spent 3 years in the European Parliament reading documents, and these words in combination, I have never seen. That she will bake if you're in jail. And that, okay, again, wording, if you're in jail. Not if you go to jail. Or if you ever are in a situation where you have to spend time in prison. Not a hypothesis. She goes directly to if you're in jail. I will bake a cake with a file in it. And the second, if you need to dispose of a body, I will show up with a shovel and garbage bags. Yeah, you still love him regardless. Those 2 lines there makes this letter so creepy, because it gives yeah, like a desperate girlfriend, almost. Again, highly speculatively, that this is what actually happened. I'm just theorizing, since they showed up with an affidavit saying she wrote this beforehand. Now, we know he abused her. We know. We've seen the pictures. They lived under the same roof as the mother. We know that. For me, it is impossible for the mother not to know. And this letter tells me an enabling relationship between mother and son. I don't know how he interpreted it, but given the fact that he killed his girlfriend, he bashed her head in. That's not speculative. He bashed her head in. And if she wrote this beforehand, if you need to dispose of a body, that for me is, you can make the argument. And this is, I wonder what is coming next with this affidavit and with this letter. Will the prosecution look at it? Will a prosecutor look at this the same way I do? Because I can't imagine me being alone thinking this. I know I'm smart, but I'm not that. There are more people than me being smart with a legal education, and with prosecution wanting to prosecute everybody from heaven to Alabama. I don't know. Sorry if you're from Alabama. Is this grounds for at least opening up an investigation of abetting? Is that the word I'm looking for? Hey, Mira Mains, good to see you. Youngmin Shelley, Jen RN. Yeah, you're pouring in now. Nice to see you all. Go back to the beginning if you, or at least 5 minutes in. That's when I'm starting to speculate widely. But I do believe I have a base for it, for my speculation, that it's far out, it's out there. But I don't think it's that far out there. So here we might have, in the eyes of a prosecutor, I'm not a prosecutor, I've never prosecuted anyone, but in the eyes of a very trigger-happy prosecution. So you wrote this beforehand where you say you will help him dispose of a body, and then he goes off and kills his girlfriend, who you knew was abused by him. Why would you write that? Is this abetting? What happened when he came back? What discussions did they have? Please, model. No, you don't want me to stand up. you don't want me to stand up. Hey, Solomon. Good to see you. Great video interview today with Viva Frey. Great interview. Isn't it? Now I feel a little bit bad because I'm speculating about. I'm wildly speculating, but this is what separates me and a piece of shit like Gravely. I'm telling you, this is speculation. There is no evidence for what I am saying. I am speculating on the base of my wide speculation. Wild, L. Don't pull a Jeff. Is that an innuendo? Oh, whatever. I'm having a beer whiskey impromptu stream because my girlfriend had to leave for work. They called her in. She's an ER nurse. So sometimes they just call and off she goes. So here I was alone and bored. And I thought, well, let's have a second stream today. Wildly speculating. Where was I? Yeah, timeline of events. If this is according to the mother's lawyer that she wrote this beforehand. She writes the letter not naming Gabby, where she said, if you need to dispose of a body, I will help you. Verbatim. Yeah. Which is handy because I tend to injure myself from time to time. Now, she doesn't really have that much sympathy because she wear gloves. Yeah, I might. And then I still cut my fingers and yeah. Hugo, yeah, oh. There he is. Hugo! So we love, yeah. When it's outspoken, it's wild speculation, and it's not in a closing argument. That's the difference between me and prosecutor Scrooge, allegedly. How do I come practice nursing in Sweden? They are actively searching for nurses in Sweden because we have a shortage. As it turns out, where we had new laws in place that said you need extra reasons to be in Sweden if you come from certain countries, from outside of the European Union. And all of a sudden, a lot of nurses in Sweden had to go back to like the Philippines, had to go back to North Africa, had to go back to places outside of the European Union. So all of a sudden we have a shortage of nurses. I'm not exactly how they do, but I believe there is. I will post that. Here is a link to Swedish employment service on English. They might have some information at least. Will I vouch first? Sorry, that's not new laws. New laws is that you can show up if you have a reason to show up, employment or other things, and then you have to earn about the median salary in Sweden. Then you have a permanent right to be here, but not citizenship. That is a totally different procedure. Most every Euro country is giving visas for nurses. Yeah, that's actually true. That's not the only difference. Aww. Where was it? Yeah, this. So a timeline of events. She wrote the letter. He interprets it as, oh, it's okay for me to kill my girlfriend because my mother knows I smack my girlfriend around. She approves of it, and I'm kind of sick of her. Takes her out to the woods, smash her head in, go back. Mommy, I killed her. Now help me dispose of the body. Whoopsie, says Mommy. Well, thanks, Mommy. Let's go on a vacation. And then 10 days of her manipulating him. Oh, that was a bad thing. You have to protect Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. When he takes the letter, he goes out to the woods, leaves the letter in the car, goes out, and ta-da! That's the short thing of it. Did you read the guts part yet? Did I miss out? Because I have these. This is what I have. Are the guts part too? Hey, AKIM. Hey. Ah. So, did you
I'm
listen?
back.
Did you listen to my fucking rant?
No, I missed absolutely everything because my wife called.
Oh.
Did I miss the letter like that I wanted to hear? Do I have to go back and watch it?
Almost. Well, I'll give you the short version. I already said it
Okay.
to the chat, but I can tell you too. If she wrote this beforehand, let's just assume things, widely speculating, because I
Sure.
don't want to be sued. She wrote the letter beforehand. She knows he is abusing Gabby. They lived under her roof. And
Okay.
we've seen the pictures of Gabby. I am assuming that picture was not the first time he smacked her around.
Right.
Hmm?
Yeah, it's usually not. You know.
Yeah. And if they lived under the mother's roof, the mother is there, sees it, does jack shit about it. And then she writes this letter. This letter tells me an enabling mindset. She's enabling the son.
Could be.
So when
Could
she-
be. I haven't
Yeah.
heard all the letter. I've heard the garbage bags and burying bodies, and that's as far as I've got.
Yeah, and the rest is creepy. Nothing can separate us, and neither hostile powers nor messengers of heaven nor monarchs on earth. Nothing the power to separate us. And
I
stuff
feel
like
like that's a mother overcompensating for some guilt because she feels like she neglected her son in the past.
might be,
So, brother,
or as we've been widely speculating, that enabling some jealousy. Sorry, that
oh,
damn
could be.
cough. Yeah. So
No, it could be some
widely-
jealousy. That's interesting.
Yeah, so this is widely speculating based on if she wrote this beforehand. Is he interpreting this at it is okay for him to do something really bad?
You know, people, in my opinion, people are not inherently evil, right? So I'm going to assume that people are not doing things with an evil mindset from the beginning.
Hmm?
Is this a mother? Is this a mother that's trying to reconnect with her son and express in some way how close she feels to him or how important he is to her, and she's just kind of listing things at random? Now, they might be inappropriate things and sort of odd given how things turned out, but is that what's happening?
Yeah, and as I'm saying, this is wild speculations, but it has a red thread through it. It does. Did she mean it? Maybe not. Most likely not. Did he interpret it as, if I do something really bad, my mother will help me? Then he goes off and does something really bad.
Could be.
He comes back, mother, I need your help with something. You know that letter you wrote me?
I didn't burn it, after all. I would like to invoke this concept.
Yeah. Widely
Yeah,
speculating.
no, I mean, it could be something. Yeah, no, yeah. Complete irresponsible speculation, but I like the idea.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, this enabling, go a step further, might be manipulating. Oops, I wrote this, he did this. Darn it. They take off on a vacation. Then he comes back, and all of a sudden, he goes out to the woods and ends himself. What happened there in between, in the conversation between mama and son? Widely speculating. But is this wild speculations? Because when you were away, I told the audience my wild speculation. Would there be any prosecutor out there now when she, via affidavit, says, I wrote this beforehand? can make that same jump I did, a wild gunfire prosecution, to at least open that investigation.
Well, the way prosecuting is going these days, it's not out of the realm of possibility, except it has to be it's in Florida, right? She lives in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know
think so.
anything about them. I mean, all the crazy trials seem to be in Florida, but the crazy prosecutors seem to be more north.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But what do you think of my wild speculations here? I know it's wild and it's out there, but is it that far out there to draw these wild speculations with a beer or 4 in my body?
I was just reading through the chat to see what people had to say, but I don't think it's out there that far. It's definitely a mother, in my opinion, trying to reconnect with her son, maybe through some manipulation, maybe because she feels some sort of responsibility for something. He's definitely going through something. They don't have the healthiest of relationships when you're writing this kind of letter. So let's understand that. But then how did he interpret this? It's interesting.
Yeah. What if she had a relationship with her son like Gain and his mother?
I'm not going that far.
No. But
I'm not going that far. There's nothing to suggest this.
No, absolutely. But you have been in family law, and I can almost guarantee you have been involved in cases where mothers have shown jealousy towards their sons' girlfriends.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And there's oftentimes I'm involved in family law matters where I represent the guy in the family law matter, and his mother is more involved in his case than any other client usually is. So I understand. I've dealt with mothers of this nature in the past. Yeah. And then they usually end up handing it off to their daughters that then take on the same sort of responsibility for their brothers, and I deal with that as well.
Yeah.
And it's a weird kind of cycle, but I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm bigger.
Yeah, you're bigger. And now, I'm not saying lucky for me, but my mother-in-law is no longer around and hasn't been for a couple of decades. And but mother-in-laws, I must say, generally mother-in-laws are great, but there are a substantial amount of mother-in-laws that aren't great due to
no, there are definitely that subsect of mother-in-laws. My mother-in-law is awesome. She's Swedish, so she's Swedish. She has to be awesome.
Now, so that was the thing I was thinking about after my girlfriend went off to work unexpectedly. She's an ER nurse, and they called her in, and I was bored, and I thought, hey, let's make a stream. And so I thought I would bring that up because I've had this in my mind ever since I heard the lawyer's argument and the affidavit. No, I wrote this before. A letter to a son not mentioning treat your girlfriend better, not mentioning her at all. But if you need to dispose of a body, I will bring a shovel and garbage bags. And then I just kept on thinking. And then I had a beer and kept on thinking.
Dave says, or not Dave, Jingleberry says, blink twice if I'm in danger. I'm good. I'm driving right now. So it's a little hard to do these things.
Yeah. And he's gone. Oh, yeah. There's a show in Sweden called Allt för Sverige, where ancestors of Swedish immigrants to the US can look for their ancestry in Sweden. I don't know if they are. And he's back. Hey, and you're muted. And you're breaking up. Still muted. Muted. I can't hear you. You're not muted, but I can't hear you.
He's not an idiot. He's just Swedish.
I can't hear you. I know you're not muted, but I can't hear you. Hey, Deidre, finally made it live. Welcome. And David is gone again. Well, Deidre, if you're just arrived, I've been widely speculating about the Laundrie, the burn after reading letter, where I formed a wild speculation opinion about if she wrote it beforehand, how that might have influenced the son to make the act he did. Oh, Rose, thank you for showing up. It's been delightful. And I know in a few minutes, well, I know Rob is going live in 8 minutes, which means he's going live in 20 minutes because he's always late. So I'm going to, let's finish. Let's go to a bit more fun instead, okay? Because I found this article and this was so fun. Let's see, can you see this? Yeah. DC man fights to keep giant Transformers statues outside his home. I'm all for this. Of course, this man should have Transformers outside his home. Newton Howard, a renowned brain scientist. What's a brain scientist? I have no idea. Okay, but he's a brain scientist. Not a brain surgeon, not a rocket scientist. He is a brain scientist. Commissioned an artist to create a massive statues of Autobots, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime from old car parts in January 2021. And the installation of the two Transformers sculptures quickly received complaints from neighbors. The neighbors are boring and should move. Howard's neighbors in Georgetown complained the statues don't match the neighborhood's aesthetic and represent a safety hazard due to drawing in a steady stream of visitors seeking photos with the Autobots. Okay, these are HOA Karens, maybe. Neurologist. Maybe, yeah, probably, yeah, neurologist. But the writer might not know words, so he said, he's a brain scientist. I'm so sorry. The statues were subject of discussion at the district's monthly Public Safety Committee meeting, which was held virtually on Thursday. Howard brought along actors Peter Cullen and Dale Gilvezan to speak in favor of the artworks. Those were in the movie. Cullen has voiced Optimus Prime in numerous animated and live-action Transformers projects, and Gilvison voiced Bumblebee in the they are the original voice actors. That's great. They must be ancient. Wasn't Hannibal Lecter a brain scientist? Brain chef, maybe. I don't know. I understand that some people think these statues don't fit the character of the neighborhood, that they stand out like a sore thumb. Gilvison told the committee. First, I resent being compared to a sore thumb. A healthy, well-functioning thumb, maybe, but a sore thumb, never. The Public Safety Committee ruled in favor of the neighbors, saying the statues should be removed, but Howard said he will continue to fight to keep the Autobots in place. He said he is prepared to take the case to court. Yay! Oh, I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, I would love to have that guy as a neighbor with Autobots outside his car, outside his front door. What are your thoughts on whether the letter was written before or after? Oh, since the letters aren't dated, you can't tell. But my thoughts are, I don't think if it's not equally bad. Because if she wrote it after he came back without Gabby from a trip, and this is the Gabby's family's theory, that she knew. He told her. She knew. But if she wrote it beforehand, did he interpret it as Mom is okay with it? She will help me. So I think it's equally bad based on those two lines, because those two lines are so creepy and enabling and so weird. Yeah, but bad both ways. Next door neighbors painted all the rocks in the front yard as M&M's and Skittles. It's awesome. HOA suck and there aren't tax write-offs. Oh, why not? That's weird. And I'm having fun because my cousin, he's a very down-to-earth guy, and he's a great, he's not only a mechanic, he's more or less a car wizard. He can fix anything, and he has so many customers. So he is doing so great with the shop and everything. So he's living in a bit of a fancy neighborhood, which is amazing because he rides an old Volvo and everybody else is a car scientist. Yeah. Every neighbor, they have the newest BMW, they have an Alfa Romeo, they have a Tesla, they, always the latest model of everything. And none of them stand out because that's the neighborhood. And then he comes with his 1982 Volvo 242 Deluxe, which he has restored. He sticks out. And they don't really like it. But one of these neighbors has... this is so, he has a rock on his lawn, an ordinary gray rock, which he apparently paid a lot of money for. And he has it in an exact placement. He has mounted a spotlight somewhere to shine on this massive gray rock. And then it's one of these people, instead of having ordinary Christmas ornament, he has a projector that projects the silhouette of a snowflake. That's their Christmas ornament. And I'm just thinking, those poor kids in there must be so bored. I mean, Christmas, lights everywhere. I mean, have fun. No, he has this gray rock in his on his lawn, perfectly maintained, washed stuff, and the spotlight on it, so it makes a shadow. And me and my cousin, every time I'm over there, I say, we should move that rock an inch, just to piss him off. I mean, why not? Because I don't understand these wealthy people who have, because if you have like a 400-pound gray on your lawn, then you have too much money. Yeah. I mean, you have so much money that you have a pet rock, if those of you who remember those were fun. But so I'm telling my cousin, we need to move that just an inch, or just wiggle it a bit, just enough so he doesn't notice it. And then a week later, we wiggle it a bit more, and then we wiggle it a bit more, and he will stare at that rock. There's something. Yeah, he has a pet boulder. I mean, I've been spending time on my yard to dig these rocks out to get a lawn. No, he gets this probably very expensive yeah. And it's so fun because I ride down to his neighborhood in my 20-year-old Saab, and I'm listening to rockabilly or something of the sort, windows down, speakers up. I get noticed. And then these wealthy people with their Teslas and Porsche and stuff. Pet rocks are for us peasant, pet boulders are for the Uber. I'm going to send that to my cousin. Oh, that is so fun. Oh. You know what? Ooh. Rob is on. Do you want to have a watch party? We'll have a watch party.
Never fun.
No.
The only good thing about food poisoning is it usually dissipates within about 24 hours. So you'll be right.
That's just the way he looks.
Debbie has some raspberry vodka
after.
Sprite with her
That's
wings
just
in South Carolina.
the wrinkly leaves.
Always
That's
great.
just the way he looks.
Holy
He's a
bananas! There's
perfectly
already 100 gifted
healthy
memberships. I'll have to
chap.
pull those up in a minute. That's amazing. Hey, Rob in the chat. Wow, Kurt just popped in. Hand waving. Hi, DSN. Hi, Kurt. Everyone's waving. Why is my computer doing the things it doesn't like to do?
Funny.
Come on, you can catch up, computer. Pepsi in South Jersey. peanut butter whiskey and Sprite. Ange Torres was one of the gifted
Hugo
memberships.
isn't
Thank
alone.
you, Ange. Very much appreciated it. Dang, now I want pizza. When is it? I mean, Fridays are always the best for pizza. Hello, Robin Kurt from South Carolina. Feel better soon, Kurt. Indeed. I hope he does. He will. He'll be great. Bridget, here in Fairfax,
This
drinking
is
red wine. Red wine is always the appropriate
my
choice.
blondie
That is
plant.
always a good Friday night beverage.
This
Having some sweet tea in
is
Virginia. That's
growing like
fantastic.
a
Scotland, it's wee small
mofo.
hours here. May do a replacement crew later. That's fine. Replay crew, to the replay crew, we love you. If you are on replay, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know you're here, and like the stream. It's very much appreciated. Thank you, guys. Water, Central
So
California.
this is blondie plant.
Ginger tea. So Mindy is telling you need ginger tea to help the stomach.
Oh, put him over.
Yeah, that's a good call. Ginger is a nice soothing agent for the stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, very much. Serenity. Oh no, tuning in from bed in Perth with pain meds. Dental work went wrong. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh dear.
I guess we're gonna try and keep the laughs down. I don't know that we're gonna succeed in some of that, but we'll do our best to make your
You want
day
to
a little
name
bit
him?
better. Hopefully, coffee in Arkansas. I have to work tonight. I'm sorry about that, but glad you're here. Plain water here, the other side. There's no shame in plain water. Plain water's great. Nothing
Okay.
wrong with that.
Water
Diet
is
can name
underrated.
the
It is,
blondie.
and people don't drink enough of it.
Let's see. Let's silence Rob for a bit. Do you want to name the blondie plant? You're thank you. Hi, Wendy's 12-year-old. Hi. Blonde, yeah, blondie. Almost like the singer. But if you want to name that plant, write down your suggestions in the chat, and I will pull up a poll. Okay? So we can listen to.
Because that was
these
certainly,
guys.
to my mind, one of the more
Might
legally
mean
complex cases. So trying to understand that and be able to explain it in a way that makes sense to people is very, very validating. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank
I was
you.
really glad that you did that. I actually need to clip that out and put that up as a separate video to
Thank you
try and
so
give
much
people a
to
resource to explain because it was such a good discussion and
Erin K
explanation
for gifting
because the
10
implications were
memberships.
pretty massive.
Yep.
Let's
Snoopykins coming up.
silence these two for a bit. Thank you so much to Erin K, gifted 10 memberships, and Sarah P, Colin Andrea, Valhalla Awaits. Ha! I knew you were here, but maybe it's not it. Thierry, Jungmin Shelley, Juice D, Sherry Reed, Kelly Cochran, so far. Was that 10? It might be 10. My boyfriend is Germany, Ireland, Scotland, New Zealand, and Australia. Oh, should your daughter is named Me? Oh, that's a great name. That's a really great name. Yeah, you might. You might not be the mother. I'm so. I'm so bad at this. Where were that?
Because I get a headache like nothing else. Drink my water today. Now I have a mega pint of Jack Daniels and Coke. That's fantastic.
Oh
Good
yeah,
for
they
you.
have that new pre-made Jack Daniels.
You
and
know
Coke.
what?
I haven't
Oh, is
tried
it
the
any
pre-made.
good?
I don't know. I haven't had it yet, but yeah, they
Do you know what? Solomon, you get to name the plant. Ladies and gentlemen, let's Meet Gertrude. Gertrude, the blonde chili plant. Gertrude, that's a nice name for blonde. Yes, I have no idea. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Gertrude. No poll. I'm giving this to Solomon. I'll just have to remember it in the morning. Gertrude. No. Let's not go there. Yeah, Gertrude the blonde. Yeah, Gertrude the blonde. Yeah, that's it. Now, Blondie is a chili plant in the medium heat spectrum. And the interesting thing with Blondie chili fruits is that they are white and translucent, and they have a purple stripe on it. So the fruits are really, really gorgeous. I will, if I can, Solomon, I will send once she, because Gertrude is a she. She, once she bears fruit, I will try to send you. Gertrude the lifting. Oh.
Just speaking from my own personal experience, that's it. My own personal experience is constantly reminding all of the ladies in my life, mom, sisters. Well, nieces are fine. Nieces always have a bottle of water, but always reminding them to drink water. That's just my experience. See, Stephanie agrees. Thank you, Stephanie.
No, we're not men. Dirty.
Oh, I didn't know this. We need more water than men. I didn't realize that.
That makes sense.
That would make sense. The neurodivergent counselor, how are you, my dear? Thank you for coming to the super chat already. It's early. Today was full of hyper focus to get the end of year school things done, so I can appreciate the reminder to hydrate.
Wendy, I know you know.
Aussie J, I forget both food and water too much all the time. I always forget to eat. It's just a terrible habit. Let's see if we can't get a little caught up here.
I have no idea what
the chat's moving way too fast. I think I'm going to end up being way behind.
Silencing him on occasions.
You're going to put money down that on the 3-hour stream? No, not a chance. Rob's funny. 3 hours. We're going to see if we can't, because reasons. And sleep is important. But you know what? Let's see. I don't know. I kept the look when I have a big panel of individuals. So Manders is Danny supposed to join? When I have a big panel, these chats go like way long, and I would love to get some sleep before Friday or before Lawyers and Dragons. I'm not good in the mornings as it is, so to aid with the delirium, I'm kind of keeping this evening a little bit smaller. So we'll see. Mark Fides. So glad to catch you live for once. Will you be covering
Bob
the New York,
has he over?
Oh, the New York and Travelers versus AH at all?
He's almost at 200,000.
I have not been covering that. I know that several others have. I know.
Yes, I'm a bit jealous about.
I think Andrea Burkhardt's been doing a really good job on that. Andrea does phenomenal work on all of that stuff. But I know that she's kept
give
up
me
with
a couple of years,
so
then maybe I will reach that too.
When you do that.
Meanwhile,
how do I accept the gifted membership?
I need to shut him up.
If you see a little gift box at the top of the chat,
there. Yeah, and he has this great hair, and he has a ball cap. Yeah. Well, now, if for you who didn't watch the first 5 minutes, you, the members, and the super chats got me my new office chair. I ordered it. Do I still have it up? No, I don't. Let's see here. There. Boom. There and there. This is my new office chair. With shipping, around $220. And you members, help me with it, because as you might know, I kind of broke my old chair. This chair holds up to 440 pounds. And I'm not 440 pounds, so it should survive me. And yeah, so thank you so much for becoming members and keeping members. As you know, I upgraded my computer with a refurbished Fujitsu Esprimo of sorts, which allowed me to have a bit better sound with these. So the $3 a month that the members pay in goes directly to improving my channel. So just so you know. So thank you so much.
Let's see.
I thought the Supreme Court's analysis made sense. The facts of the case are fairly simple. A prison guard, at least according to the complaint, because this is all based on a complaint, so we don't know what's true in reality. According to a complaint from a prisoner, there was a guard who got several of his fellow guards.
Yeah.
I will get
her some fertilizer and more,
which then did occur.
Reasonable amount of water.
He sues
and
for
sunshine.
The excessive force.
Ooh.
The guards says you didn't exhaust your administrative remedies, so you can't sue me. The district court says yes, he did.
An interesting
he
case.
exhausted his
This I
administrative
need to listen
remedies.
to.
But that's a pure legal issue, right?
Another beer.
There's no facts that turn on that, because there's no dispute as to what he did or did not do in terms of what administrative steps were taken. So they agree as to like what administrative steps. So the only question is the sufficiency of those steps. Are those sufficient? Are those not sufficient? District court says it's sufficient. Fine. But he doesn't. The prison guard doesn't renew that motion after the motion to dismiss. He doesn't renew that motion at the end of the case. He doesn't argue that issue to the jury, which also makes sense, incidentally, because it's a pure legal issue. Why would he? And so the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals said, well, you didn't preserve it because you didn't renew your motion at the end. And the Supreme Court says no, because there was nothing, unlike a judgment
I'm sure my
notwithstanding
new
verdict,
office
which
chair
is
will
turning
treat
on
my
facts.
behind better than this.
Right. In this
long
case, it's a
hair
pure judgment of
I'm
law. The
using at
court
the moment.
didn't, or at least shouldn't have learned anything during the trial process that should have changed its
Cheers.
judgment. Nothing the court learned during the trial should influence this decision. So unlike an issue where you're saying like sufficiency of the facts, right? There's no factual insufficiency. The facts change because we've had discovery, we've had the trial. The facts are different at the end than they are at the beginning. On the pleading stage, all you have is what they say the facts are. By the end of the trial, we've had actual
I forgot this. I've been actually looking for a merch store to start with this mug, and I've been contacting two of them, and both say no. We can't control your address, and I've had this address for a good number of years, and I get official mail and everything. What's the issue? So they will send me a letter and with a code, and if I receive it, I will press that. But just we can't find your address. That's a you problem, isn't it? Because I've been here for a while. So yeah, Just wanted to say that as soon as I get everything sorted, this mug will be available. But let's continue listening to
Argument and discovery about the facts. So if you want to move at the start to say insufficiency of facts, you do have to renew that because the factual picture has in fact changed. But the idea is that doesn't apply to the legal issue because the legal picture hasn't changed. Either he exhausted his administrative remedies or he didn't. And nothing that happened during the trial
that's
changed
expensive.
that. So therefore the issue was properly
Lovely.
preserved, and therefore the court should consider it as to whether or not the district court was correct or not on the legal
I will
issue.
look into it.
So it made sense to
I
me.
will look into it.
It makes sense. The problem is this is a good case. The reason why I wanted to bring it up, it's a good case to explain some of the process of how these appeals get moved. It's not enough in a lot of these appeals to just object once. You don't really object once during the trial and it will preserve the issue for all time. Every opportunity that you have to object, you must reassert that objection or else waive it. And what that leads to is a lot of cases that get kicked out way late in the game because someone like filed a motion at some point to reconsider and might not have listed all of the issues they want reconsidered.
You know, I can imagine me and David at the MLS law show doing stuff like this eventually. I will have to talk to him about it because these Friday night, Saturday night, maybe stuff, they are quite fun. They are quite fun.
Yeah.
And then the Supreme Court's like, we can't do anything because you didn't preserve the issue. So this is a way, like, honestly, this is the right decision. It's a shame that it took this long to get here. And that's what we're going to talk about. Kind of, it's a theme with all three of these cases, like right decision. It's a shame it took this long to get here.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good one just to explain how these appeals work.
Yeah. But I think every lawyer every lawyer would be insane to try to.
I know everybody in LawTube says it. My chat is the absolute best. But you are here every time. You are between 35 and 85 people here. But there are always a core of about 25 who are always here. And I love you dearly. Thank you so much for showing up time after time.
Rely on this distinction.
Yeah.
Because do you really want to bank on, oh, this is really just a pure legal issue? Of course I don't have to re-argue this because this is a pure legal issue. Do you really want to bank on how sure are you? So I think every lawyer would be very well advised to basically ignore this decision completely and just continue to file their motions and renew their motions at every step of the way, just so they don't have to pull out this thing in reserve.
Yeah, no. I ran
why
out
argue the reserve
so
argument
we're
when I
having
can
a
just
watch
avoid the
party
entire
and
issue up
watching
front? Take the more conservative course of action.
And this is why this question is really important. This is why this case is important to explain, because it's explaining why a lot of these things get kicked out. So Tracy talks a lot. I'm lost. I'm a prisoner who was attacked and suing the guard who ordered it. And then I'm lost. What's the preserving the issue and why is it important? Here's the thing. If you don't constantly object to that particular issue or to a finding at some point in litigation, you are deemed to have acquiesced or kind of accepted that fate. You have accepted that disposition and it's no longer a part of your continuing objection. So it can go three courts down the road. And
traveling,
if you have not preserved that objection, you don't get to raise it then because it hasn't been briefed.
This is my second live today. I had an earlier.
So it's a big issue for a lot of these appeals. But I think I agree with Kurt. Like, you don't ever want to rely on one of these cases to save your ass.
No.
Okay.
This is something has gone wrong.
Let's see what we can do.
Backup plan. But if you just preserve the issue anyway, you don't have to worry about it. So
agreed.
Yeah.
All right. And now I promised to chat because we didn't even swoop it. That was we're gonna do
chat and it goes by like damn rocket.
Old swoop. New swoop.
No worries. You can always
double swoop. So next Supreme Court case.
Replay crew.
This is great. You want to do Texas?
I have a better.
This is great.
This one drove me even more nuts than the EPA one.
Let me
I
read
think
through
that
let's
I think this
read through
one
the
is even
syllabus.
more effed up than the EPA one. That's how bad I hate this case.
This case
I mean, it
is
was correctly
bad.
decided, but
Good
the state
thinking,
didn't-
David.
didn't,
Good
Tyler.
thinking.
Go ahead.
So here's the disposition of the case.
Yeah.
So Geraldine Tyler
Mm-hmm.
owned a condominium in Hennepin County, Minnesota that accumulated about 15. There's a Hennepin County in Texas, isn't there? Dang it.
Yep.
It was Texas.
There's
Accumulated about
lots of places.
15,000 in unpaid real estate taxes along with interest and penalties. So she didn't pay her taxes. The county then seized the condo and sold it
Mm-hmm.
for $40,000.
Yep.
Now, here's the problem.
Yeah.
She owed $15,000.
Yep.
The county sold it for $40,000.
Yep.
And then the county's like,
How much does that leave?
nah,
0.
the 25,000,
40,000 minus 15,000 is 0.
that's now ours.
Oh,
What?
what? The irrelevant lawyer? What's going on? What am I missing? Is that the other chick who is streaming, who just happened to choose the trial we have been announcing for a month that we would be streaming? Who just happened to do it the day before? Well, whatever. She's entitled to it. It's free YouTube, and but I haven't seen her do. Oh, Sadie called you an irrelevant lawyer. Ha ha. Yeah. Well, yeah. Who cares? But she knows that you are a lawyer. I'm paraphrasing, but you have heard of me. Who the heck was that? Sadie, I'm supposing it's Sadie Beecham.
How
Yeah, that's
does
pretty
this,
fucked up.
like, I get it. The county has the right to
Apparently not
seize the
anymore.
property and sell it to try and
Yeah.
recover their loss. They have look, the federal government, the county government, the state government, they are always going to build in methods to enforce their own taxes. And oftentimes they are really harsh. Like,
Because
hey, if you fall behind, we're going to take your stuff and
smells
sell it
the
to recover our losses.
burn of justice
But
coming up towards her.
you don't
maybe?
get to sell it and take the profit. Like, you're not in an enterprise to profit.
Right.
So Tyler filed suit alleging the county had unconstitutionally retained takings clause. Yes, Fifth Amendment.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the
gosh,
Eighth
this
Amendment
is
fine
great.
clause, which is also good too. Yeah.
They had unconstitutionally retained the excess value of her home above her tax debt in violation of the takings clause of the Fifth Amendment and the excessive fines clause of the
Yeah.
Eighth Amendment.
District court says 40,000 minus 15,000 is 0. We see no problem with that. Board of Appeals says 40,000 minus 15,000 is 0. We also see no problem with that.
Like, I don't get this. This should have resolved it right there. Takings clause. You can't take someone's property. You don't get the profit. You don't get the increased value of that house. That's a property interest. You have to give just compensation for that. That's literally, it's the Fifth Amendment, which is made applicable to the states through the 11th, 14th. Yeah. Why did I say 11th?
I have no clue.
Virginia 11th Amendment is that's why I say that, because that's yeah. So Tyler, then this court dismissed. Like, you don't say the claim. Are you kidding?
Oh, I loved where the state said that she didn't have standing because she abandoned her property. I thought that was just like the most ballsy thing that someone to try. I'm like, wow. By not paying taxes on her property, she abandoned it. Wow. Who thought about that one? Who said that with a straight face?
Which attorney general is sitting there arguing that? Like, oh no, we just figured they didn't pay taxes, so they didn't care about the property or the fact that it increased in value. So this is ours now.
Mm-hmm.
What? So
And especially
this
with
is,
Solomon
like,
doing
how is
interviews,
this is 2023.
probably
Yep, it's
changing
current year.
people's minds about
How is
the
this
file.
sentence like groundbreaking? Tyler's claim that the county illegally appropriated the 25,000 surplus constitutes a classic pocketbook injury suffered sufficient to give her standing.
Yeah, they took my money. That's a harm. You could solve it by giving me the money back. That's a remedy. Sounds like you have standing in me.
That's
It
are
just
great numbers.
even if there are debts on her home, as the county claims, Tyler still plausibly alleges a financial
Viva
harm.
has influence.
You
that
don't
was a
get to
great
say
interview.
that we're going to keep the stuff because there's other debts. You're the county. You got your money back. You don't get to just hold the profits.
Yeah. And what's real? What?
And the good thing is, after Viva, people will, oh, what's going on? And they start searching for the Zachariah Anderson case. And our previous videos might show up. And then they will see, damn, those are a lot of people claiming Zachariah, that there was nowhere near enough evidence. Maybe I was wrong. So this is the snowball effect. So enough snowballs. And I remember I don't remember who said it, but appellate courts sometimes go by what is the public saying. Yeah.
What's so infuriating about this is every state treats it this way for private relationships because there's these thing called secured transactions, which I believe is UCC 9, right? So you take out a loan for a car. The loan is secured against the car. You take out a loan to buy a house. We call it a mortgage. The loan is secured against the house. You are a manufacturer. You want to buy some really expensive industrial equipment. You take out a loan to buy the industrial equipment. The loan is secured against the industrial equipment. So if you're a private party and they default on the loan, one of the remedies you have is to take the stuff because that's what makes it secured. It's secured against the property. They take your car, they take your home, they take your industrial machinery, great, and then they have to sell it in a commercially reasonable way, which typically means auction.
Yep.
Then, if there's excess money, they have to give it back.
They have to.
It's in the UCC. So, like, that's how we deal it with private parties. This is not a novelty. If you bought a car, at $60,000, and you got a loan and you were paying it off for a while, and maybe
Because
you
mass
ran out of
media,
money or you lost your job
at
or
some
something, right? So you
point,
stopped paying your car loan.
they will pay attention.
So and you owe $15,000 on the
keep it
car.
on. Let's keep the
And they take it to
pressure on.
auction, and the car sells for $40,000. You bought it for $60,000, but now it's worth $40,000 because of depreciation. So they sold the car for $40,000. You owe $15,000. Guess what? Bank's going to write you a check for $25,000. So I hard.
Al Fliggins, how much did it cost to get her to this point? Here's the thing. I think the attorneys in this case were probably paid by someone else because when you have, the other thing is
$2 million minimum would be what this would be.
Yeah, but the problem is, and this is one of the benefits of having these law firms that are watchdogs.
That's
because they see a case and they're like, oh no, this could have really, really big problems if this doesn't get fixed right here.
Yep.
And they jump in to take cases like this.
Yep.
It is just wild to me. Because here's the thing, and I have this come up in the bankruptcy case that I handle, where you have someone who has a house.
Here's the thing. If there's money in it, they will cover it. But we need enough people talking about it for them to realize it's money in it. That's it.
They want to sell, and they go and they choose to sell that house. Well, that house might have recorded liens on it, and when the company, or when you go to sell it, the money goes to escrow. It essentially gets held by a title company and distributed. But if there are superseding liens on the property, those liens have attachment rights to the value of the property if there are existing liens. So the escrow company has to pay the money out to those pre-existing property rights that have
Yep.
attached that property already.
Yeah.
If they have attached it, they have to pay that
Yeah.
out first before they can pay to you.
Uh-huh. Now,
This-
I'm having bad nightmares from law schools about secure transactions, about priority of secured interests.
Yeah.
I'm
This
going
is-
through the list in my mind. I'm having bad flashbacks.
I mean, this is not that. This is basically Texas, or not Texas, Hennepin County, Minnesota, saying, nah, we're going to hang on to this because you might have creditors and we're going to hang on to it. We don't know, but we might hang on to it. So, yeah. Tyler has stated claim under the takings clause because, which provides that private property shall not be taken for public use without just compensation. Whether the remaining value from a tax sale is property protected under the taking clause depends on state law, traditional property law principles.
Yeah.
Those state laws an important source of property rights. It cannot be the only one because otherwise a state could just sidestep. Then this is a good.
Here's the thing with the recovering addict. The chat was violent, but you could see on his demeanor that he was going on the fence, always saying, I have to go back and check the trial, I have to go back and check this, I have to go back and check this. Let's just hope when he does, he has Solomon's voice ringing in his ears, because he does have a bit invested in this.
Good
Right.
point, too.
Yeah.
Sidestep the taking clause by disavowing traditional property interests. in
Hey,
assets
you know
that
how you
tradition
thought you had
appropriate.
an ownership right in your house? We decided that that's not property at all anymore. So we didn't take
Yeah.
property because it's not property.
Exactly. And this is the problem with states that right now are trying to redefine what property interests are, whether they're intellectual property, whether they are physical property.
Mm.
You know, first,
Here's the thing with the large chats who are following what recovering addict, what he originally said. They will follow him, and then they, as almost as the law and C word chat, and once they get up to speed, they keep moving. Also a snowball effect of mass hysteria. He said it, I agree. Woo. But now, I want. If you disagree, I want you to say it, because that's the only way for me to improve and to learn, and that's why I like having John in my chat when I do these Zachariah Anderson streams, because he still believes beyond a reasonable doubt that Zach did it, and he challenges me to improve my arguments. So that's my
for
theory
example,
about that.
there are certain, like, let's use the Canada example.
Mhm.
Canada just passed a law that basically said if you own a gun and at some point in time you die, that gun
Mhm.
becomes our property and we dispose of it.
Mhm.
You don't get to do that in the United States without violating the takings clause. You have to compensate them for the property that you have taken out of their hands and are now destroying.
I like that. Take away your right to devise it in a will, so it automatically escheats. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's
So
a cool idea. We'll just call it a death tax. Your death tax is your guns. Love.
where are they? Like, one of the only countries that has a death tax. Don't get me
Mm.
started on that one.
Yeah, the law and C word chat is
So
irreparable.
Yes.
Irreparable. I bet.
history and precedent dictate that
Not
while the county has the
repairable.
power to sell it, it couldn't use the tax debt to confiscate more property than it was due.
Wow. Deep thoughts.
Amazing.
Wow.
Doing so affected a classic taking in which the government directly appropriates private property for its personal use.
I feel like we could have gone a group of 9 kindergartners to write this decision. This is pretty basic shit.
Kind of like you're sitting on a playground, like, that's my toy. Well, no, not anymore. Now it's my toy.
Flux! Hi, welcome. Isn't it late where? No, it's not really late where you are. Hi, Flux. Oh, good. The first hour of the show, we were discussing and widely speculating about Gabby Petit, the burn of the reading letter. And so go back and watch this. You will like it because it's me widely speculating about that letter. If the mother actually wrote it beforehand, what that might actually mean. You will love it. I'm sure of it. Oh, Aussie Raid. Hey. Nice. Aussie Raid. Before now we're just having a watch party watching Law and Lumber, and but the first hour we were talking about the burn after reading letter, and that is me wildly speculating under some influence about. Oh, let's just go there, and I will. Since you are new here, I will pull that up. Pull that up again. Welcome all of you from so I will boom. This is the hey, thank you so much, Aussie Overlord, for sending your people over here. Now, this was the first hour of the show. This is if you haven't read the burn after note reading letter, you know Brian Laundrie killed his girlfriend, bashed her head in and everything, left her in the woods, came back, and then went off and ended himself. Valhalla is here. Hey, you will also like this. So let's go on again. This is the burn after reading letter. And the two lines we are focusing on is if you're in jail, I will bake a cake with a file in it. If you need to dispose of a body, I will show up with a shovel and garbage bags. Okay? This is creepy in its own, considering Gabby was dead or ended up dead. And you have the gives and go. It's scrolling in the bottom of the screen. So yay! Now these two lines, Gabby's family claims it was written after Gabby was killed, proving that the mother knew, and that should bring them compensation for inflicting of distress of sorts. Now, Miss what's her face, Mrs. Laundrie says no in an affidavit that no, I wrote it beforehand. In my mind, this makes it creepy as F. Because if she wrote this beforehand, now listen to this, while you're speculating, especially you, Flux, you will like this. If she wrote this beforehand, now remember, Gabby and asshole boyfriend lived under Mama Laundrie's roof. She must have known that he was abusing her. We have all seen the pictures of Gabby with the shiner, beaten. Now, with those two lines, if you're in jail, not if you're ever going to jail, If you're in jail, I will bake a cake with a file in it. If you need to dispose of a body, I will show up with a shovel and garbage bags. Now, for me, if this letter, as in her affidavit, is written beforehand, does asshole woman beating boyfriend interpret this as it's okay for me to end my girlfriend because mama approves? That wildly speculating based on the affidavit that she wrote it beforehand, widely speculating based on some form of not endearing, what's the word again? Enabling. Son having mama issues. Mama says, if you end up in jail, I will try to get you out. If you need to dispose of a body, I will help you get rid of it. If she wrote it beforehand, he can have interpreted it as mama approves. I will drive my girlfriend to the national park, bash her head in. Come back to mama. Mama, I need your help with the shovel and the garbage bags because I did what you told me. Widely speculating. Because now I don't think I can be sued because I'm in a totally different country, but you never know. Yes, this is creepy, weird ass creep crap. Now imagine him, let's say, for argument's sake, still wildly speculating. She didn't mean it that way. This was just her creepy way to inform him she loved him. Okay? Oh, make Sol a mod. Yeah, sure. Bum. Is it there? No, settings. Community there. I have to compare Solomon's because there are a few with that name and I don't want to make the mistake of... Is that you? Let's check again. With an S. Maybe. Save. Write something, Solomon, so we can see if you really are a mod of sorts. Write something more. Oh, there. Add as moderator. Then I can... Let's see what it says here. Community. Bum. No, that should be you. Now try. Refresh. Refresh, Solomon. Yay! Solomon is a moderator. Yay! Now, where was I? I might have had a drink or 7. That's so funny. um, I was somewhere. Well, now imagine she didn't really mean it that way, but all of a sudden, son comes back. Mommy, I did what you told me to do. I killed her. Whoopsie. And that's a pun on Jeff. Now, what does a mother do then? Now, wildly speculating, enabling, bit manipulative, speculating. Oh, he did it. I didn't mean for that. Now everything can be traced back to me. She might not know that he didn't burn the letter. They take off on a vacation. Could that vacation have been of sorts? Let's have a final vacation with family before you give your mother or do your mother your final favor. And all of a sudden, off he went, leave this letter in the car, and ends himself. Now, this is wild speculations. I have no evidence for it. This is on the basis of this letter being written beforehand with those lines, because that's a weird ass letter to write to your kid. Especially, I assume, because a picture with a shiner, that's not the first time. It's never the first time. They lived under their mother's roof. She knew. Widely speculation, but how could she not have known that her son was smacking his girlfriend around? And all of a sudden she writes him a letter that he can interpret as, get rid of her. Oh. Bonfire. I didn't know about that one. Bonfire. Oh, that's the merch. Yeah. Merch store. And I have the Gives and Go. So that's the merch store where you can get this lovely tank top. Hey. You can get t-shirt, hoodie, crew neck, sweatshirt, women's razorback, and stuff. Yeah. And the Anderson family gets some great merch and can add on to the support of the appeal. Oh, damn, that beer is good. Yes, I am drinking Guinness. Yeah. And remember, in the middle of this, one thing that could, except if you watch a previous video of mine, where I go through the diffuser, finding Mr. Rosalio, dead or alive, would prove Zechariah didn't do it. And where was I? Yeah, this stuff. But that is my wild speculation. That if it is like the mother's affidavit says, no, I wrote it before, and first of all, still creepy as F. Really stinking creepy as F. Hey, you're welcome, Dog Mama. Earlier this evening, 10 memberships was given away. Memberships is $3 a month, and that helps me improving the channel with, for instance, if you're new here, I got a new office chair. And do I still have that up? No, I don't. Well, because I kind of broke my old one, because I am not a small person. And so thanks to the chat and some super chats, I could get a new one. And thanks to the members and super chats, I could improve of sound a bit. I got a refurbished computer, so I can, which works much better than my old rig, which is bad. So thank you so much for becoming members. There are member-only videos, and I'm thinking of I am supposed to do a members-only stream. I just need to find a time for it. And if I run out, no, I don't think I will ever run out of things to actually improve things on my channel. For instance, I am currently saving up for a completely new rig and everything. So one of my nephews is good with computers, so to speak. So I will give him $1,500 and say, I need some streaming crap. And he will probably give me his 2-year-old shit and have this and use the $1,500 to buy new stuff for himself. But his 2-year-old crap is way better than anything I can get my hands on. Three Cup Cops showed up and I was in my car. Chill October night. White t-shirt from 1996 in 2014. I didn't have a bra on. I'm just gonna go to drive through. Oh. That. Oh. Oh, that was so funny. Oh, look at this. Still in his car.
Still in my car, still driving. I thought I'd try it again. If you can hear me this time.
Yeah, so have you been to Canada or something? You've been driving for an hour.
Oh, it's been 2 hours. But no, heading, we call it up north, heading up north, the middle of the state. Oh, see, the best thing about Michigan, right there.
I'm not American. I'm not American. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's okay.
Is it some?
Hi.
Is it? Hi. So we've been talking more about the letter because Aussie Overlord sent his people over here, and then we have been having a streaming party, watching Rob at his Friday Night Frenzy. MLS Upper Peninsula.
Yeah, and you had mentioned about us doing a Friday night. That would be fun if I am not driving and having technical issues.
Yeah. And I see here, Valhalla Awaits, member for 1 month, saying, Niklas is by far my favorite Swede. Thank you so much. That makes me 1 in 10 million. Michigan is shaped like a mitten. Okay.
Oh yeah, you didn't know?
I'm Swedish. I know. American
Michigan looks like this. So we could just point to our hand and tell everyone where we are. You know, I'm right here.
Okay. Great. But isn't Michigan up by the big lakes?
Oh, see, now I'm getting a bad signal. This
Is Michigan up by the big lakes? No, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
no, because I'm getting a bad signal and you're breaking up. So, of course, now I have bad service.
And Flux says, member for 1 month.
I need Valhalla's internet.
Yeah, Niklas is the only Swede Valhalla knows, which makes me 100% foolproof. Great Lakes, Big Lakes, yes. Okay, so it's up there. Yeah. And he's breaking up again. Yeah. And he's gone. Great Lakes are in fact big. Yeah. And here's David paraphrasing from the Amber Heard or Depp versus Heard trial. Elaine's, I tried. Never forget my first time seeing the lakes, basically like an ocean. Well, I've heard of quite big ships going under on the Great Lakes. I'm missing out on this really interesting discussion here. When I woke up and saw like 5 Steak and Shake workers looking in my car window, I was like, what the actual... I found out 9/11. What the... I am missing out on some heavy... They have had an entirely different discussion. Navy boot camp is there because the lakes are so big. Okay. Oh, narcolepsy. Oh, that's a bummer. Past 2 hours. Haha. Fuck. Shit. Boobies. Sorry. Intentional Tourette's. Dicks. Pussy? I have no idea what words are banned or not. And now I'm out of beer, so I have to drink whiskey. Oh. Speaking of pussy, we are watching the Jodi Arias stream. Oh, the Jodi Arias trial. Niklas, my favorite and only Sweden. Yeah. Yay! Yeah, me and David are watching the Jodi Arias stream. And since you are a bunch more in the watching now, let's watch the trailer for our streams. Okay? Well, you have no say in it. that's the intro for, or a trailer for me and David when we are commenting and watching the infamous Jodi Arias stream, streaming on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Is that the old one? Oh, there apparently there's a new. Hold on. I thought that was the. Let's bum bum ba. No, damn. I might be a bit. There, damn. Share. That's the crazy bee. Might be. There it was. Yeah, okay. I accidentally downloaded the wrong one. Camera was in a washing machine, but it had photos taken during the attack. Yeah. Is Sweden similar to Norway? I dated a Norwegian in high school who was here for exchange student. I'm 5'2" and he's 6'6". Well, Scandinavians in general are a bit taller than the average. But I do believe the average in Sweden is something like 5'11". Now I'm between 6'3" and 6'6", depending on which 7-Eleven I'm leaving. And I'm roughly 250 pounds. So, and that's not exactly unusual in Scandinavia being 6'2", but maybe the combination is not the entirety of. Yeah. That one photo of Travis looking straight into the camera is right before. Yeah. I've heard a bit, but I haven't seen the trial. I haven't seen the actual evidence. I saw a bit of the memes showing around. I'll see if I can find them. Bum bum ba. Dun dun dun. Oops. This is apparently a picture from the actual trial. Might be the other way around, because about 1,000 years ago, we went over there to say hi. Can we park here? Oh, do I still have it here around somewhere? Oh.
That's what we've got on tap tonight over here. Because it is St. Patrick's Day, we've got a bottle of Bushmills. This was full about an hour ago, so that tells you what's going to happen tonight. And we haven't popped the seal on the Redbreast 12-year yet. We'll have to find a reason for doing that. All right, that takes care of the obligatory. Like I said, I'm 25% Irish. My father's family is Irish, Scottish. Scottish English. My mother is her mother is Lithuanian and her father is Irish. So I'm 25% Irish, but today is St. Patrick's Day, so I'm 100% Irish. And there we go. So we've got everything. We are full Irish tonight, and we're also pickled herring Swedish.
I managed to find the only thing green in my closet, and it's not the Hulk. It is simply what I wear when I'm driving the combined harvester. And yeah.
Why do you drive the combine harvester in like April? March?
Well, I use it when I do it. I'm not doing it now. This is the only green I have, and the only connection I have with the Irish is probably my ancestors went over there to say hi.
Rape and pillage. To say hi.
Yeah. But
the Vikings went over to Ireland to say hi.
Yeah. Hi! Get down! No.
The Vikings went to Ireland to say hi. Hello.
That's a fancy religion you have there.
You're correct.
Let's destroy it.
And we're not doing a recap today because literally nothing happened yesterday, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing happened yesterday. It was a very normal day in court. The Vikings went to Ireland just to say hi. Hello. Hello, Irish people. That is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. The Vikings went to Ireland just to say hi.
I knew I couldn't say all the other words, and my mind blanked totally. Hi.
I'm trying to like flag some of these chats, and I can't because I'm laughing too hard. My hand won't stop shaking. Hello, Irish people. Hello. Hello.
Can we park here?
Oh, Christ.
Oh,
God, my rib. I'm doing an ab workout already. Oh, Christ. Oh, God. Hey, KB, I don't get this joke. Essentially, like right around 1000 AD, the Vikings just went and literally graped and pillaged everyone in England and Ireland. That's kind of the story. The end. In actuality, they just raped and pillaged the entire country, and we're just joking about them just stopping in to say hi. Oh my jeebus.
That's so they chat here. Hey, I'm Irish and DNA shows I'm Norwegian. Yeah, I wonder why.
I said like 3/4 of my ancestor are Irish, Scottish, and Irish, Scottish, and English, but my last name ends in son, so that tells you I'm Scandinavian by DNA.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I think that moment is what actually brought me above 1,000 subscribers, and I could get monetized from when I actually started being a content creator, which was December 29th. And then I was monetized 14 weeks later, and that it was thanks to Jeff getting me on his stream, and then this moment happened, and then just pushed me over 1,000 so I could get monetized. And now I'm at sorry, I'm at 1751, so I am 250 people away from 2,000 subscribers. Oh, thank you. These wild jackets are a gift from drunk me to sober me, because drunk me likes to go on Wish and order me stuff, and then 5 to 10 weeks later I get stuff in my mail, and by then I have forgotten it. So it's a gift every time. Ah, thank you. I'm working on it. Sol send it. I know Sol and send it. I hope I am entertaining these guys, because they are going through stuff. Oh, wait. Oh, where is where is it? No, there. Oh, you want to quit? Did you forget what happened last time someone tried to dump me? Yeah, and there are so many pictures. So many pictures of it. Shenigram Yellowrock, drunk me has my kind of drunk flavor. Yeah. Yeah, man. Mexican Vader, drunk me needs to be this sociable to sober me. Well, on your phone, there's an Wish app, which is highly dangerous, because you can more or less play a game. Just press a button in that game that says, now you have 50% off on these items. And those are stupid items. And, well, so I have this jacket. I have another jacket. I have cat toys for jingles. For some reason, I have a clock repair kit. And now I do have my watches, but no, I have no idea how to repair any. And I have this one, who is supposed to be for super chats or me saying fuck when I'm not past 2 hours. Oh. Beer goggle purchases. Oh, that's a good expression. No, I've never drunk me has never. Rephrasing. I have never bought sober me big stuff. I've bought stuff that fits in one package envelope stuffy. And I might, stuffy, I might have a stuffy or two. Oh. Now, where were we? We were watching these two guys as well. We were having a watch party. They are still talking about that case. But let's keep on. So we have something to. Let's keep on with the watch party.
Feeder fish for the larger fish. Like, there's a connection on several levels to regulate that. Not my backyard, damn it.
Or the ditch.
So between rants, we are doing Friday
stream, which
Night
goes into a
Frenzy
creek,
watch
which goes
party.
into-
Okay, I don't think Rob will
thigh bones
sue me
connected to the
or
leg bone.
stuff
Leg
like that.
bones connected to the-
No, Kurt, that doesn't work because those are all connected. Those are always connected. They're always connected. These are not. These are like
Thank
this
you
is like
so
your
much,
thigh bone
Luna.
is sometimes
Thank you
connected
so
to your
much.
leg bone. Like it just
$2
maybe to a certain
that will
jurisdiction
get
over
me
an adjacent
a
wetland under
beer.
the CWA. Party must
So
establish
thank you
first
so much.
the adjacent body of water constitutes waters of the United States, i.e., oh God, I love this. A relatively permanent body of water connected to traditional interstate navigable waters. Just in case y'all are gonna F this up again.
Oh, they
We're
still will.
gonna go ahead and
What does relatively
clarify.
permanent mean, Rob? I could work around that.
I don't know. But you know what? The EPA is they're gonna commission a study. They're gonna commission a study, and they're gonna say that relatively permanent means that in every year enough water will fall from the rain or fall from the sky to create a connection for a 24-hour period. They're going to use this to define that. They're going to say relatively permanent means not like existing all the time, but existing over a temporal period. So if we take
Aren't we all really
average,
connected, Rob? Aren't we all really connected? I'm 6 degrees away from everyone in the country.
Yeah.
Or if did you see that? Did you see that report? I know it's a little off topic, but did you see the report where the FBI got busted by the FISA court for doing 300,000 illegal warrantless searches?
Yes,
illegal.
Holy shit! When the FISA court actually released a public opinion about it. How often does the FISA court release a public opinion?
Never.
Not very often.
They're the FISA court.
Yeah. Shit, dude. Wow. We have to discuss that maybe next week because that was some bullshit.
You cannot,
and that's how many times we're willing to count to. Those are the clear numbers. So where are the numbers that are a little bit more tangential? What do you think the real number is? 500,000, 600,000?
I've made this comment when people start citing statistics to me, and I say statistics, like in principle, never lie. However, statisticians constantly lie because you can make a statistic anything you want it to be. Like you make the comment permanent body of water. Well, what does permanent mean? Permanent could mean that like over the course of 100 years, there's going to be rainfall significant accumulation.
Yeah, it's in the 100-year. It's in the 100-year floodplain. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That counts.
That's permanent, which means every 100 years is going to happen. That's permanent. Oh, I'm angry. And
this is like someone said this is like saying what did they say, the Sahara? I was thinking actually like the salt flats in Utah. Because why the salt flats? The salt flats. Because it used to be an ocean bed.
This is too funny. Crazy Cat Queen. Motion to allow me to regulate EPA's air supply.
Wishing made it so.
Moffat on money.
I see what you did there.
Uncivil law party for staying strong. Yeah, we're gonna get Kurt out of here in a minute. I just want we're not far away from the end. And second, that the wetland has a continuous surface connection with that water, making it difficult to determine where the water ends and the wetland begins. Yeah, if you can't figure out that there's a difference, then yes, okay.
Okay. Everybody, make sure you go into your channels, blah, 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 and allow gifts on this channel. That way, when someone is gifting memberships, you can receive. He has good hair. I bet
The
I like it.
uncertain
I
meaning.
like-
I bet he would look good in long hair.
Yeah, it's a persistent problem. And the next paragraph, the EPA and Army Corps of Engineers define water of the United States to encompass all waters that could affect interstate or foreign commerce. Okay, that would be just water. The water in my Aquafina bottle is water that could affect interstate commerce, Rob.
Well, yeah, you're drinking.
You know what, folks? I've been staring at this for a while now. This is an unopened Aran. It's, yeah. Oh. Sherid, having so much fun with this stream. Thank you. Got the house to myself tonight. Oh, you lucky woman. Kids are at friend's house and husband is out of town. Oh, you lucky woman. Good for you. Do whatever you please. About which is when with husband and kids, that would probably most of the time means sleep. But yeah. Well, yeah, math is I'm not the best at math, but I do need to know a bit about it because I do handle a bit of statistics. This plastic shit is around the cork is infuriating. Now, I will never consider myself an alpha male or any of that bullshit, but you should always have a pocket knife near you. Oh, former math teacher. Oh, former high school calculus teacher. I should hire you sometime when I need to. Well, when me and my older sister were kids, we, for some reason, let's just, we played, well, not for some reason, but we played Yahtzee. Great pastime stuff. And, but we insisted in using a calculator, one of these old massive stuff. And our dad just took it and said, that you should do without a calculator. So at least when it comes to adding stuff together with 2 or 3 numbers, I can do. It's when they put in letters in it. That's when I go, and I'm a strong believer in a Nash equilibrium, because that I understand because I use it so often in my line of work. It's the right of even information, game theory, which game theory is more or less, you have a version of it at least, is as a union rep, you have the right to the same information the company has in order to successfully negotiate with the company. So they can't just go to, for example, me and say, oh, we are so low on funds, we can't give raises. And I'm like, Show me the papers. No, we don't want to do that. Then fuck off. Well, maybe in more diplomatic words. Because if they do make claims that we can't afford it, I can say, show me the numbers. And when I do see the numbers, now I have something, and that is Nash equilibrium. If I remember it correctly, it's the basis of making the optimal result for both the individual and the collective. But if you're mathematicians in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I love it. I love it when I'm wrong or just semi-right, because then I learn from people who knows this stuff better than me. Where were we? Yeah,
Drinking it now, and you have a tangential effect on interstate
Go
commerce
forward
just by
with
having
this,
this conversation, which
No.
means that you are, no,
I'm not feeling well.
Oh,
Kurt
I'm
is-
sorry
Okay,
to hear
now
that.
we have wrong
Kurt's hurting right now, so we're gonna let
there
Kurt
on our watch
we're
party.
gonna let Kurt jump off and get some much needed rest, and he's gonna drink some ginger tea or peppermint tea and ginger to kind of feel better.
Oh, Joni B. Jones.
Okay,
is here.
guys. Well, just a kindly reminder, check out my channel. Doing
Please
3
do.
stories a week. Lots of great
I'm
stuff.
not sober
Today, I think I released the
No,
decision on
I'm
the
not
230
sober.
case from Google Twitter. So I released
Nice.
that as an edited video today. And
Oh,
also
nice.
released a story about how a guy was watching Unsolved Mysteries on
Vodka
Netflix
and cranberry
and
juice.
recognized a girl
That's
who
a
had been
good
missing
drink.
from 6 years.
That's actually a good drink.
That just walked into his convenience store in North Carolina. So that's pretty cool. And
I like the we didn't start the fire one
Jesus
from this
Christ.
morning.
yeah, they didn't start the fire. That was good. Yeah,
I forgot about that. This new bottle of whiskey I got myself is called Aran. Single malt Scotch whiskey, small batch, heavily peated. This means that this is smoky AF. And I just took a sip of it. And this is having tar and shoe prints on my tongue. It's great. Oh, that was good. That was good. Oh, that was a great whiskey. That is a great whiskey.
landlord who was playing and singing to "We Didn't Start the Fire" after he started the fire at his own apartment complex. So
Oh, that's a bad life choice.
yeah. And then we also today covered for Florida Man, the Florida man who threw a bologna at the cop. He threw his lunch.
I was gonna say, was it a
In
big?
whiskey, it's the
Was it just like a big
flavor,
lump? Or
He just took a piece of meat out of his sandwich and threw it at the cop.
oh wow, And
Assault.
I'm
Assault.
guessing the cop is now filing a
Thank you,
statement
David.
saying that he is
That would
now
cover my next
permanently
beer.
harmed.
Thank you
and,
so much.
Can't
But
work.
I'm out of beer.
Well, they
for-
arrested the
for
guy,
now.
but he's already
I
behaving
will
like a
have
total
to
dick.
tomorrow
he was
before
told there
our
initially 'cause
stream.
he was
I will
behaving
have
like a
to go
complete
buy
asshole
some new
at
ones.
the store, so they trespassed him, and the guy, well, he wasn't fully right in the head, but I'm sure I didn't need to clarify that. Also, we covered yesterday story of Florida man who made
No.
it all the way up to your area of town, Lawn Lumber.
But it's a
Did you know?
sturdy
Did you hear
bottle.
about that
Oh,
one?
I didn't hear about this one.
Did you miss it? Did you miss that one? Yeah,
missed that
Florida
one.
Florida man made it all the way up to McLean, Virginia.
Oh, that's not a that's a ritzy place for Florida man to be.
Yeah, he was on his way to Langley, and he decided that he wanted to stop by a preschool because he'd like to
Oh, I
share.
don't like this story.
He wanted to share his thoughts with the CIA, and he went to a preschool. And
Yeah, I don't like this story.
they found him with a AK-47 in his car. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, so unclear whether or not he got his CIA time or will get his CIA time, but that is the story we recently covered as well.
Wow.
He'll get a
impressive.
sit down in front of law enforcement for a
Mm.
while.
That $7 or $8 bottle, I can use it in Irish coffee but straight or on the rocks or with water, absolutely not. And I don't have the heart to tell him. So yeah,
The FBI would like to have a conversation with him. Is that close enough?
Well, Monday I'm going to be covering a very fun gun-related filing. Have you guys seen this one? The guy who filed his LSAT.
Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so yep.
What's this?
This guy put out an ad that basically says, "I'm opening up a law firm," and
Oh, I saw that ad.
Yep.
Yeah, I scored
But-
like once and once.
Fantastic.
So this month I scored
He scored
98th
173.
percentile. That's pretty good.
It is pretty good, but you still don't put that in an ad. But then somebody looked him up because they were like, "Hey, I wonder, is this guy as sane in his court work as he is in his ads?"
Oh no.
He's got a pro se filing where he starts out by listing his LSAT score. Comes now, Dingus the lawyer,
that's really funny.
who got a 173 on his LSAT. So Rob, every time you say "comes now" in a filing,
Thank you so much,
and
Lindholm.
Rob, you got to put your LSAT score behind
You got to
that.
put your LSAT score. Can you put a footnote? Can you put a footnote in your filings with your LSAT score, your GPA,
Oh god.
and the fact that you were on law
No.
review? Were you on law review? Did you get
Oh
another
my
footnote?
god, that's fantastic. Oh
I'm
my
gonna start
God.
doing that. I'll just put my footnote. Yeah, I was on law review. Respect.
And here's
Okay.
the other fun thing. He got a 173, and I'm just pulling up what the percentiles are.
It's pretty high. It's like 98% plus.
Yeah,
He did well.
He
I'm
did
not
well.
I'm not throwing shade at the guy for doing well on the LSAT. The LSAT doesn't mean shit as far as a lawyer is
Oh.
concerned.
No, it's complete BS. And I say that as a guy who did well as well. I'm just looking at it. So it's a 99.1.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So pretty good.
Oh, wait,
Ian.
sorry. He was 2019 to 2020. So it's 99.
I'm listening to a previous chat that I should drink other stuff in between drinks. And so this might help with me not having too much of a hangover tomorrow at tomorrow's stream with David. No guarantees.
Or 98.8.
Yeah.
Ian,
It was in
Kurt
that
is in
range somewhere.
significant discomfort. We need to let Kurt rest. He's in significant
All right.
discomfort. By the way, just to echo what Kurt said, Kurt is doing these daily streams during the week, 10:30 a.m. about like my
Yeah.
time.
10:30 Eastern time, 9:30, sometimes 9:15. Yeah, about that time frame every day, 5 days a week.
They
Come join
are
us.
really great. He reads through a bunch of stories, gets you guys caught up on everything that's happened that day before. Please go check it out. It's actually, there's a lot of great humor in there. It's a great thing to have in the background while you're doing work. Honestly, go check it out.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Talk to you, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
So I'm
So
just doing some math here. Because
That's
I'm just
dangerous.
I kind of want to take out an ad in this guy's local area.
don't do it.
And here's the ad. It's basically just it's not advertising anything. It just says this, and I'd want it on the same page as his ad. And it'd say the lawyer below me got 173 on his LSAT. I got a 178. For every 60 of him, there's one of me. And then there's no number, there's no anything. It's just purely an ad of screw this guy.
I think that the thing is, the guy might have walked himself into an ethical complaint, because I think he played himself off as being an expert, and you can't do that.
Oh, when we go through the filing, you will see that he's walked himself into several ethical
Oh,
complaints.
this is gonna be. I can't wait. This is gonna be great. This is great great Monday content.
You got to know what Exhibit 1 is.
What's Exhibit 1?
Exhibit 1 is his family tree.
What?
Oh my god. Genealogy. Like he's like, this is what was this? What's the subject matter of the pro se filing? Can I ask?
He wants to put a fun switch into his AR-15 to make it full.
Oh god.
That's
It got worse. I didn't think it was
It
going to
got
get worse.
worse.
It got
And
worse.
you're like, and I'm sure what you're wondering is, how the hell is his family tree relevant to that? And the answer is, well, I guess you need a 173 on the LSAT to understand, because it's
it got so much worse. I didn't think it was going to get worse. I didn't think it was going to get worse. Ian, fix your heading. You're not winning anymore.
I will not have my family tree on any ad because it doesn't fork very well. And we'll leave it at that.
still winning.
I get it. Dang it. Not anymore. Wait, hang on. You're not winning anymore because I made my first pen.
All right, fair enough. I'll take off the winning for that.
Do you want to see the pen?
Yes, although I also promised somebody, they sent me a package and they said I got to open it and show you what it is.
Okay.
So
What do you want to do first? Package first?
Okay, folks, I need to take a 3-minute break because I have had 4 beers and a lot of scotch, and it's reminding me of something I need to do.
Where's your pen first?
I've got the package in my hand, so let's do the package first. So, and they promised it is stream appropriate. So I'm going to just pull it out off stream. Oh, here. I see why they wanted you to see it.
Oh, so did you see last night? Open it. Yep.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that was in my house for like a week. And I didn't open the plastic bag it was in. And I was going to bring it down because I just hadn't had time. And I was going to bring it down for the members only. And Elise reminded me to bring that down to the members only. And I brought it down and I was going, this thing looks like deflated, like it was a crocheted thing. And I thought it was going to be stuffed. And I was going, why does it look deflated? I was trying to like mash it out to make it look like more presentable because I thought in shipping it got deflated. Well, then I like opened the bag and opened the top of the acorn. The acorn top just spills out. And then I was like, no, that's legit a squirrel.
It's a secret squirrel.
It's a secret squirrel.
That's amazing. So
I
didn't know what was in that.
Pull it all the way out. It comes all the way out. Yeah. It's a whole little squirrel. You have to show the tail too, because like this like, yeah, it's a whole little squirrel.
So, that is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up
was
with a
made
little,
by Elise, Alise. I can't remember the last name. That's my bad, but it was honestly, it was.
I've got the last name, but I don't know if she wants me reading it on the stream.
Just Elise. It was made by Elise, and it was adorable, and it was like it was the surprise that I needed last night during that like members only. Like, I didn't see that coming. It was fantastic. It was just great.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming, and I was like, wow, that.
Yeah.
So it's super adorable.
On that note, do you want it? I see you, buddy.
I got to see the pen.
I love you, Squirrel. We all love Squirrel. Kurt does especially too. So the pen. Let me make this one. The pen.
Oh.
That's the pen. Ask me how the ballpoint.
I'm guessing it's you work the lever. I love it. That's awesome. Where did you get the hardware for that?
Penn State Industries.
Yes, how did you get the hardware for the package in your hand?
It comes as this like brass, or I can make a wooden piece.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make the wooden piece, but I just brought that to show. So the pen this is how you just it's like it's so smooth too. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So there's a company called Penn State Industries. And actually let me see if I can't do this because I can show you, because the cool thing is this was an exploration I didn't know I needed until I found it. So I was like, I'd like to make pens, but what can you really make with pens? Like, is pen making really that cool? Like, do
It can
people
be.
do this quite often? And you know, you need a lathe to turn
Yeah.
a pen.
We all did.
I need to get a better lathe.
That's
You
a
need to get a better lathe.
very sad loss.
But they have, let me see.
I'm a bit behind. So
Let's see.
1.25.
Stop sharing that one. Start sharing this one. So this company, Penn State Industries, makes these different kits.
Yeah.
And the kits are the hardware. Like you have to do all the work to create the pen. So what you're seeing here is different turn pens by different makers.
You got to
But
do
they
the wood
have-
turning. You got to do all the.
You gotta do the assembly, you gotta do all of it. Like you gotta do the prep work. And they send you the mechanics of the pen. They have the 30 caliber bolt action. They've got these bolt action pens, these different pens. So they sell you they give you the hardware, and then you get to kind of
Yay!
be creative in how you want to make it unique to you.
I've made some
like-
pens, but I've got to get into doing it more.
Yeah, like for example, there's like that guy. Like it's so they sell you the hardware.
It was over 2 hour. It was over 2 hours ago. So you were given. It was 10 gifted memberships, and I have a hard time scrolling back that far.
The hardware itself for this pen is like $14, right? Then you go and carve the wood, you make the wood. You can make it out of acrylic, whatever you want. No, I don't want your deal. Well, I do, but later.
It's like, no, you have to choose now and put your
Yes.
email address in on
So
screen.
like I might have bought 50 kits. I might have bought 50 kits of different sizes and like different like other things because I want to learn how to use a lathe. And the thing is about this stuff is I bought this, so it's a teaching process. It's a project to make. I get to learn how to do it along the way. So this was attempt number 1. And that is Purple Heart. Oh, focus camera. Purple
There
Heart,
we go.
which is why that has that purple color. Pretty simple. Honestly, that took like 60 minutes, start to finish, like an hour.
Yeah, I mean, pen turning isn't so bad, especially if you, what do you call it? If you batch it all up, right? So if
Yep.
you batch up I'm going to do all the wood turning for like several pens. And then you do all the finishing and all of the whatever else. Although sometimes it's easier to do at least part of the finishing when it's still on the lathe.
Yeah, so people like, and what's amazing is the different techniques that are out there. So this is Purple Heart, but it became more brown based on the finishing I was using. Like it was a different technique. So I can use a different technique and keep that bright purple look. So honestly, when I say it's a learning process, it's a massive learning process. But it's really fun. And yes, people are making comments like lawyers and pens. Yeah, like I have a very particular type of pen. And the funny thing is, it's the Parker Jotter. That was the pen that I always use. The Parker Jotter.
The last time we got talking about pens, somebody suggested this pen, and I picked it up, and it's great. So
Well, the reason why is this freaking cartridge. This cartridge they sell. That cartridge.
see, I don't like cartridges.
They have like a gel cartridge for it, and the way that pen writes and the feel in the hand. I've had those since I first graduated. Yes, this is weird. I get it, but this is like ever
This
since
is my cartridge.
Oh,
It's just a thing of ink, and it lasts pretty much forever. And but yeah, it's the TWSBI Eco. It actually works really well. It's a fountain pen, but it still works really well in the Alberta climate, which is actually kind of an issue because a lot of them dry out and then stop working very well. But this one actually functions really well. So I haven't had any trouble with it. It's great. So I may buy more.
The cool thing about like learning these skills and me teaching myself this skill is as I'm learning, I'm doing this to learn, but I'm making projects. So I'm going to start giving these away. Like every one of these is being given away.
Nice.
So it's a learning opportunity. I'm going to give away everything I can because what do I need with 9 million pens? I just want to learn how to get better at it. So I'll just give it away.
That's pretty much what I do with all of the stuff I make as well. People are like, "Hey, can I buy something from you?" And I'm like, I don't really want to take commissions because once I do, then I've got responsibility. So
I like making stuff on my own schedule and based on my own, like I follow my ADHD where it's going.
And what is it? Just be careful if you do a wand making stream. because it's going to start the chat being thirsty.
Oh, well, I was actually, someone made the comment last night, like, because I had this, I had that stock of Purple Heart that was like 36 inches, like by 1 inch by 1 inch. It's perfect for like just blanks.
Yeah.
So I put one of them on the lathe last night just to play around with it, like to try and make a wand out of it. And I got like 90% done. And I realized I had the lathe up too high in RPMs.
Yeah.
Fucking thing exploded. Just exploded.
I was
Just
going to say,
like it just went, it just like high RPMs. That thing was, it was getting down to that like thin wand like material, like just. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
you
that's
gotta
fun.
slow it down if you're making a wand. My wife does like Girl Guides volunteering, and
You know what? We are approaching 3 hours, and I love you all for being here. And thank you, Wendy, for Gertrude, the new the name. Solomon Anderson named this plant. It is a chili blondie. Thank you to Indigo Luna, $2. Niklas, my favorite in only Sweden. Indigo Luna again, $2. Love you. Thank you. Love you too. $5. Having so much fun with this stream. Thank you. Got the house to myself tonight. Thank you so much. And $5 from David at MLS Law Show. Oops. I cheated my butt out of a fart, as my grandmother used to say. And remember, tomorrow we are doing. No, we're not doing Miss Jodi Arias. She has had enough done, but we will check out the rest of that trial. So again, no, I don't have that. So go over to and keep watching Rob at Law and Lumber. That is a fun place to be. I'm finishing off my whiskey and my Pepsi, and I'm going to just watch it because we are 3 hours in. I really don't have anything to add to their stream, even if it's fun to. Oh, what time? Tomorrow at noon Eastern time, which will noon Michigan time, which is Eastern time. It's 6 p.m. Sweden time, which means it's 5 p.m. London time. And the rest you can work out. Okay? I'll see you all. For me, it's later today. For you, it is tomorrow. You all have a nice day. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.